Hello and welcome back to the Reentry Room. I am Alexis Starks, your host. I'm a maternity leave coach. I'm a working mom. I have two toddlers and I'm the founder of Executive Moms. And today I have with me our phenomenal guest, Jiemi Gao. Did I say that right, Jiemi?
Yes, that's right.
Okay, great. Whew. Jiemi is also a mom, and she is a founder of a platform called Nori. It is a mom mentorship platform. And Jiemi, I'm so excited to have you on here because community for moms is so important. So welcome.
Thank you so much. So happy to be here.
Yeah, so please tell me a little bit more about what you do, how you got to doing what you do, and where you are in your motherhood journey.
Yeah, perfect. So yes, I am a mom of two, actually. I have a 5.5-year-old son. So I had a pandemic baby,
Mm.
and yeah, and a 2-year-old daughter. So I'm
Oh,
still pretty in it,
yeah.
with very young kids. Like you said, I'm the founder of Nori. It's a peer-to-peer one-on-one mentorship platform based in New York City here. So I'm just entering, the second year of building Nori. I started just around this time last year, and before that, I was in strategy consulting for about a decade.
Whoa, okay. So what made you switch from strategy consulting to building a platform?
Yeah, I mean that's a loaded question. There has been a lot of self-reflection, a lot of soul searching, I would say, to figure out what I want to do, especially after having kids. So, um, you probably know a little bit about the consulting world. It's very fast paced, very demanding. I had a great time actually in my previous job, and I've always felt like I've learned so much from like the people, from my clients. I've pretty much worked in every industry and function that you can think of, without having to switch jobs every few months. So that was
Nice.
definitely a perk.
I'm
But
envisioning the show with Don Cheadle
is that
about
the
strategy
House of Lies?
consulting. Yes,
Yeah.
House of Lies. Is that accurate? Is it
Uh,
close?
Not as I mean we don't act like that. I wish, but it's yeah. So it is a little bit, there's some truth to it in that
So
show. But
fast paced.
definitely fast paced. And also before the pandemic, a lot of consultants traveled every week. And it used to be Monday through Thursday, and you would travel basically anywhere in the country or sometimes in the world. So it is a lot when it comes. There's actually a joke, some of the analysts who just start out their jobs, they don't even have an apartment in New York City because it's too expensive and they never stay here anyway. So they just, kind of go and go to their clients and then go travel somewhere else and live in like out of a suitcase. Um,
Yeah.
so so that was the type of job that I was in, and I think I have learned and grown so much from that experience. But after I had kids, it was just a very different, I guess, like different rhythm that was going into a different role, definitely, that I was stepping into. The pandemic added, I think, a lot of complexity to that as
Yeah.
well. So yeah, so there have, I remember 2 years after my son was born, I was so burnt out that I took a sabbatical for 6 months. And I thought it was the greatest time. Um, it was such a privilege to be able to do that.
Yeah.
And um, but when I was doing it, I got so much time for myself to figure out
Hmm.
this new identity that I have,
Hmm.
which there was a little bit of grief
Yeah.
attached to that. I was not who I was anymore. And also, trying to find that new self was,
And I mean, that's such a like important and pivotal moment that so many of us moms go through, especially when we are very career driven and
yeah,
career focused and ambitious, and then we have a baby and we're like, ugh, this isn't working anymore. And now I don't know anything. Like my identity was kind of attached to my job and how I saw myself. And now you have to, that's the whole motherhood identity shift and finding out what you're passionate about now, what you want to do instead, finding sustainability because burnout is very real, especially if you're traveling all the time and doing that consulting work is it's got to be exhausting and having a toddler and kids.
yeah, a toddler that got sick every other week.
Ugh, yes, yes. I mean, I'm literally fighting. I feel my kids cold hitting me. Like I could feel it right now coming down from daycare. My daughter's been coughing for the last 2 days, and I
Yeah.
feel it finally hitting me. I'm like, what?
Well, it's so interesting you mentioned the identity piece because did not, I don't think I ever even thought about what my identity was
Yeah.
before becoming a mother.
Mm-hmm.
Um, so I think when you think identity, you think about your race and ethnicity, your
Mm-hmm.
gender, your like all the other kind of descriptions of who you are, but you don't that like innate sense of self and knowing who you actually are. Like, are you a curious person? Are you a ambitious person?
Hmm.
Like that. I don't even think I ever got to explore that before becoming a mom. So it's actually been a really great opportunity, almost like a
Mm-hmm.
rebirth,
Oh, I love that.
to kind of re-explore
Mm-hmm.
myself and what I like, who I am, what I
Mm-hmm.
like to do, like you said. So yeah, it
I
has
love that.
been
And
an experience.
it feels like it can take a long time to come to those realizations once you become a mom because in the early postpartum time there's none of that happening, right? It's just like major survival mode.
Yeah.
And then you come out of that fog a little bit and then you're in this phase right before your kids fully get into like the toddler tantrums and then it kind of gets back into survival mode some days where you can, but in that phase you can kind of start to discover yourself a little bit more. And then toddlerhood I feel like has shaped me more than anything,
Hmm.
because it's made me so like patient and resilient and
I'm
like a
I'm in there.
negotiation expert.
I'm in there with you right now with my 2 year old, so I know what you mean.
It's so rough. My son is, he'll be 3 in January. I mean, I think by the time this episode comes out, it might be January. But he's dropping his nap, his one nap, but he's not yet ready to drop the nap. And
Hmm.
so he turns into this like angry raccoon, and
Yeah.
it's not pleasant.
Yeah. It's definitely like I think the 2 to 3 phase. It's the cutest phase, but
Hmm.
also the one of the
So
most
hard.
difficult.
Yeah.
But there's definitely light at the end of the tunnel. Like my son's
Yeah.
5.5, and when he turned 3, I feel like he turned into an angel. Like he was doing everything on his own. He was able to communicate.
Yeah.
So it does come in phases, and
Hmm.
that's one thing that people don't tell you is that like
Yeah.
nothing is here to stay, the good or the bad, right?
Hmm.
So
Yeah.
yeah,
I want to talk about your platform really quick before we dive into the next part of this episode. But Nori, tell me, it's a mom mentorship platform, but about what? Is it about like work? Is it about baby life? Is it about like how to navigate newborn life or toddlers? Like what does it look like inside the membership?
Yeah. So the way Nori works is really just mom helping moms through every stage of the motherhood, including the fertility stage, right? So the early periods of before even becoming a mom, for
Mm-hmm.
some, it's a whole journey in itself. So it goes from fertility to pregnancy to birth to postpartum to going into that motherhood sort of, I guess you could call steady state motherhood.
Yeah.
But even after that, your kids will go through preteens, teens, they'll go to
So the
college,
full spectrum
the
of
full spectrum.
motherhood. Okay.
Exactly, exactly. And it could be on any topic, really. It doesn't have to be professional topics or
Mm-hmm.
related to your career. It could be, about your baby, about your identity. There are about 250 topics on the platform
Oh,
today,
cool.
and
Mm-hmm.
those topics, I did not come up with them.
Mm-hmm.
It didn't come from my head. It actually came from the 100 users that I beta tested with and onboarded, and all of them kind of created these tags based on their own experiences. And that is really the power of the village and the community, is that everybody has these different, unique experiences that are their superpowers,
Mm-hmm.
that they get to share with people who are maybe just a few steps behind them.
I
At
love
the
it.
same time, they also can get support that they need from people who are maybe a few steps ahead of them.
Mm-hmm.
So it
That's
is
awesome.
really all encompassing.
I love it. I love it. Okay. We will link to it in the description
Yeah.
of this episode as well. So if anyone's interested in it, they can check it out. But Jieme, now I want us to get into sort of the meat of this episode, which is either a confession where you talk about one truth or confession about motherhood or the work you're doing, or it's about the big lesson of what you've learned. So I believe we're doing the confession chair today. Is that right?
Yeah, that's right.
Alrighty. So what's your big confession?
Yeah, so I think one of the biggest things that I realized um, when I became a mom was when I had that time, during the sabbatical to think about sort of my life and my new identity, um, was really that my whole life, I've kind of been living for the expectation of others. Like I'm living my life for others, not for myself. And what that means is it's not that my parents had great expectations of me. Like my parents are actually very liberal Asian parents that, don't have a lot of expectations, which is very rare. But um, I think it's more just like what I think other people wanted to see from me. Sort of
Interesting.
that high achiever, type A, always on top of her game kind of persona almost. And I think it really, the work that I did, so my career aspect of it before I had my children, really uh, reinforced that. Because the way that the system was set up was that meet certain expectations and then you go on to the next
Yeah.
level, and it kind of just snowballs from there. So I think it does, because of the way that the system was set up, it's really difficult to pull yourself out of that system and look at it from sort of a third person perspective, or another perspective to know that, hey, like, is this what I really want to do? Or
Mm-hmm.
am I doing this because my clients are asking me, or my partners are asking me, or my colleagues and my friends think that, oh, I'm a very, high performing, career driven person.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that part of it is one of the hardest things that you can do to yourself, to pull yourself out of. But
Yeah.
also, um, it's a great opportunity when you become a mother to be able to
Uh,
do something like that.
I love this. Thank you for sharing this first. And I want to kind of ask you tactically if one of the listeners, a mom, is in that phase, or maybe she used to also be in that mindset of living to other people's expectations, how do you get out of that? Like, what's the first one or two things or steps that they can take to either become aware of the issue or fix it?
Hmm. I guess not necessarily fix first. I think the first thing is, like you said, becoming aware of, is this something that you want to do? I think a lot of the times people know. Intuitively, we know when we are energized by the things that we're doing, or we are
Right.
drained from, the activities. So I think one of the earliest indicators that I got was when I wake up in the morning, am I excited to go and do the work, or am I just trying to avoid it at all costs? I think that's a pretty good sign of
Uh-huh.
saying, hey, like, you might want to think about, is this something that you are still interested in doing? Because I was once, that person that was excited to get out of bed and, work on the problems that I was solving. Um, but when
Right.
that change comes, I think it's also very, very, very clear. The other thing is, I think, taking the time to reflect.
Yeah.
One of the
Which
greatest
is,
things, yeah.
it's hard to do that when you have kids and you're, up all night and you're tired. It can be very hard to find that self-awareness of like, how am I feeling right now? Tired.
Yeah. I think sometimes it's like not. So I went to a over the weekend. I went to a workshop that is called the Essential Women. That was
Ooh.
hosted by one of the Nori beta users who did a like kind of a spirituality type of class at Columbia University, and they did this workshop for all moms. Um, and one of the tools that they provided was journaling. And I know journaling sounds like a lot for a mom when you can't even squeeze 5 minutes out of the day. But it is one of the best tools, and it's free. And it's something that I do not regularly, but I try to use it once in a while to reflect on some of the things that I'm thinking about, or some of the things that I'm doing. I think it's essential work that, is hard for people to think that it is. It means a lot to do something like that, but once you get into the habit of it, it is one of the most helpful tools that you can use to clarify.
I love that. I've gone through phases of being really good at journaling and meditating.
Hmm.
And then I've gone through
That's another one.
the other phase of where I'm at right now of just like, I don't remember the last time I meditated. And I know it has the benefits, right? So this comes
Yeah.
back to that self-awareness maybe of like, I know it helps, and you just have to make time and prioritize it, right?
Hmm.
Prioritize yourself, which is hard to do sometimes in motherhood.
Yeah, that was actually the entire workshop, which is like you have to fill your cup before
Yeah,
you can pour into others.
yeah,
Um, and that is one of the most important things being a mother.
it is. I love it. Well, thank you so much, Jamie, for sharing. Let's talk really, really quickly again about Nori and where we can find it. What's the website for it?
Yeah, so you can go on asknori.com. Nori is Nori.
Okay.
And once you get on, you can sign up and I will reach out to you with an onboarding call and we can set your account up and get you going from there.
I love it. And how much does it cost?
Right now, it's actually free. There is a model where yeah, when you are a community member, that means that you
Mm-hmm.
are a mentor and a mentee. And
Mm,
I actually encourage people to choose that option because that's when you get to mentor others and you
mm-hmm.
also can get the help that you need. But if you do want to opt out of being a mentor, you would pay sort of $10 a month to still access, like to have the full access to the platform.
Got it. Cool. I love it. So asknori.com.
Yes.
Awesome. I will put that in the description as well. And if there's any moms who are listening who are also or expecting moms and they need help planning the maternity leave and return to work program, I will put a link in the description as well to my resources for the Reentry Blueprint Workshop. And thank you, Jamie, so much for joining us on the Reentry Room. It's been an absolute pleasure talking to you.
Yeah, it was an amazing time. Thank you so much, Alexa.
Absolutely. And we will see everyone in the next episode. Thank you.